Well, well, well. Back for more. Season 3, Episode 4. You do know what you're in for, yeah? Dick jokes. A couple of guys in their 40s absolutely losing it over farts. One dude peddling you with more trivia facts than you ever asked for, while the other forces you to confront the exact numbers, hours, minutes, and seconds you'll spend on the toilet in your lifetime, all the while asking, so, what happens when we die? And yet, you look at you, you still got your ear, still listening. Respect. Since you're here, go ahead and close your eyes, let our sultry voices gently caress your eardrums, and try not to get too sweaty. I'm Matt.
I'm Jake.
I'm Brandon.
And it's time for another episode of Qualified Nonsense. Evening, gentlemen.
Evening.
I will say, Matt, your mic sounds a little hot.
I was just about to say, before we go on, let's turn it down just a touch. Just a smidge.
You're hot.
Oh, nice. Wow. Oh, pew pew.
How's that?
We'll talk louder.
How's that? Did I turn it down too much?
How's that, babe?
No.
Do you want me to redo it? Was it
No,
was it that loud?
No, I don't
No,
think it was
fine.
too loud, but even that, when you turned it down, you said, "How's that?" And then you said, "Do you want me to turn it, or do you want me to do it again?" You clipped a little bit because I think your normal talking voice is a little bit louder than your testing voice.
Oh. Huh. I'm just going to sit back here.
Fine, bucket, I'll go over here.
Go across.
I hate you guys anyway.
I don't even want to do this podcast.
Spend $90 on this goddamn microphone.
Actually, it's okay where you're sitting now. So
I'm approaching my mic like I should be doing ASMR. Like,
have you seen that woman that eats lobster and has those long fingernails?
I love that shit.
Oh no,
Gets me right in the eardrums. Like, oh.
Is that what you go to sleep to?
Not every night. I have.
Your partner's like, not now. You're like, what? No, I'm listening to something.
You know what's weird? This is going to be like the really obscure ones. And I know I've said this many times before.
How there's weirdos out there.
Well, there's a market for everything, quote unquote.
Yep.
I really enjoy watching a guy on TikTok. His name's Chad, and he's called the Bee Tamer. He's a beekeeper, and he live streams himself pouring the honeys that he makes. And it's not just honey, it's raw creamed honey. But his voice is so like, oh, hey, welcome in. How's it going today? And I was like, oh, I'm good, Chad. How are you? It's so soothing.
Nice.
actually, if we want a beekeeper as a guest, I know one. I might be taking a couple hives off him this spring. So.
Ooh.
You're going to be taking a couple hives off of him?
Yeah.
Have you ever
Really?
kept bees?
Pollinate that backyard.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what we're talking about.
Spreading that bee juice everywhere.
Yeah.
Skeet, skeet, skeet.
I think that sounds really cool. But I don't think I have the patience or the stamina for beekeeping.
Get him on. I'm curious. Like, I was lucky enough to help replace a queen once.
Ooh.
And it was so fascinating. Like the bees. I know we're off to a great start with engagement tonight.
Hey, that niche audience that tends to bees that don't listen to our podcast.
Bees are so fascinating. I find them fascinating.
I just watched a delightful movie called We're All Gonna Die by a guy named Freddie Wong and Matt Arnold, and it's fantastic. It's an indie film that you can get on Amazon or whatever, but it's one of the lead character is a beekeeper, but it's like a quirky indie comedy drama, but like it's great. Everybody should check it out.
Are you talking about The Beekeeper with Jason Statham?
No, not that.
That movie was great. I did watch that one. Also, it's titled "We're All Gonna Die," so it's Jake's inner monologue.
Yeah, no, it is. I know when it came out, when they said they were making it, because I'm a follower of the team that made it, and I just was like, oh yeah, this is right up my alley. We're all gonna die. Yeah,
Camping out for tickets.
Man, my I played the sad trombone noise, but it's like playing through my computer speaker.
yeah, good. Fuck
Wait,
you.
is it playing now?
There it is.
I did notice. So we've been editing these for long enough that I should have noticed a trend by now. But it's oftentimes after I go on a long tangent that Brandon, you have something queued up to be like, "Wah, wah," or
It's that he's had that much time to do it.
well, that's the thing. You'd think I'd take a note, but instead I just ramble on.
It's a soundboard of 250 sounds, by the way. Which one's the best one here?
Yeah,
time.
he does.
Boring.
This is offensive. You know what, Matt? You have to stay. I'm leaving. Fuck you guys.
No, but bees are interesting. They're
Have you? So
Bees?
you haven't. Oh, we're back on bees. Give me the
Bees
soundboard.
nuts.
Hey. So you might be getting bees, and you've never tended to bees. What is it called? You've never.
well,
kept
he
bees?
wants to expand his colony that he has. He's like space limited, and so he's asking for volunteers to like kind of adopt a hive or two.
Oh.
And he said he would take care of them.
Do you get the
So-
honey out of it?
I imagine so. I mean, he like gives it away to people and stuff all the time.
You know, that was the one thing I found super interesting in the bee colony is like how much humans actually keep and how much the hive needs. And we only keep like the top two, whatever they're called. I forget. But there's like a queen inhibitor, like the queen can't go up through, the queen can't go through here. But it won't fit her body. And like we as humans keep such little, I think it's like 10% of what the hive actually produces. And watching it come out, it's like, God, that is so much. Like bees produce so much.
So I know that there's a variety of methods of collecting, and I think there's always a chance to kill bees when you're interacting with the hive and where the honey goes, the honey combs and whatever. But I feel like of the things that vegans are passionate about, I feel like honey shouldn't be one of them. Just because like
Yes.
I realize they make it. I realize it's like made by them, but I don't know. Seems like like you said, Matt, they get to keep a lot of the honey and it's in excess. And
Well, it's also their vomit. Like, funny story.
okay.
When
Well,
I went, like,
there's that.
the first year of college I went to was in Montana, and I was talking to somebody else who was passionate about bees, and we were talking about starting a honey company. It was going to be called Eager Bee, and it was Ellis, Goodwin, Roby, but it wasn't going to be a bear. Like one guy had this idea that it shouldn't be a happy bear on it. It should be a bee, and when you pour it, it comes out of the bee's mouth because it's vomit. So you're like,
Nice.
I still think there's
Branding. Yeah.
that idea has legs.
Yeah.
How like what are there a lot of vegans who oppose eating honey? Or that I mean, that
I
seems
think
like
it's
it'd be
one
like
of it's one of the most asked sort of vegan-y questions. This is an absolute unqualified statement based on zero facts, but I feel like when I've talked to vegans, among the questions that they get asked that I'm sure they're super tired of and don't want to hear is like, you can't even have like milk. Oh, can you have like almond milk because you're milking an almond? But then it's also like, no, but seriously, like, can you have honey?
Just as much as we don't like hearing them preach about their lifestyle. Anyway, vegans, cool. Next.
All right. Fox News grandpa.
In this episode of Nobody Cares, Thanks Vegan, I actually saw somebody play a game of Would You Rather, when it was like, would you rather live with or be partnered with a hardcore Christian or a hardcore vegan?
Vegan.
Vegan.
Really?
Every day. Yeah.
I think I'm going with
because also
Christian,
because
yeah, but it's like
I would definitely
of
gain
the things
weight
like
a Christian, because I'd be like, oh, fuck
like
me, not again. I'd start
the
eating
pleasures
food.
in life of one of the few pleasures in life is eating and being able to enjoy eat. And like every time you'd go out with this person and be like, oh well, I don't know. It's like,
Do you guys remember that
damn it.
spot? That there was a vegan spot in St. John's that was right like next to
the movie theater.
The movie theater, right? And that guy, every time he made a sandwich, he was like licking his fingers, and I was like, "Oh man, this is disgusting." But those were vegan sandwiches, and they were delicious. I'd go back to that. There's ways to do it that's still yummy.
Yeah.
Now a raw diet.
I know.
I don't know that I could do that.
Yeah.
Raw dog it?
Yeah. I don't. I mean, any vegan I've been around hasn't really been preachy or anything. Yeah.
But have they been hardcore? That was kind of the thing. Like, it has to be hardcore. So every time you go out to eat, it's like, how could they?
I don't think hardcore. Does that just mean that they are? Does hardcore mean
preachy?
Preachy. Oh my gosh! Even that. Could you like the inverse is a preachy Christian, which, yeah, but
nobody says you have to go out with them.
But if you're partnered with them, still vegan. Here's the other thing. I can get behind. Well, we don't want to go in this direction, but like a vegan, like I can't disagree with. I may not like all the things that they like, but I can't disagree that like it's better for humanity, it's better for the environment, it's better for X, Y, and Z, and it's generally it's swinging too far in the other direction. But it's like, with the health benefits, like, yeah, okay. With a Christian, the Bible's made of paper.
I mean,
we can agree on that.
It's hard to argue against like the animal welfare aspect of it. Like,
yeah,
yeah. They don't get welfare. They're here for a reason.
God damn.
My consumption and enjoyment.
God damn.
As I sit here in a camo hoodie.
I know. With RGBs behind you. Yeah. That's so good. A listener, who would you rather be stuck with for your life? Write us and stuff. Oh, you know what? We can discuss it on Discord. We have a Discord now. Come join our Discord.
Or the inverse, like, would you rather be partnered with a vegan or those people who are like caveman diet, like only eating like meat for every meal and like that's all they eat?
We're just talking about Matt. Matt's like,
that's a silly question to ask me.
ask my wife. She's living it. You're talking, yeah. Brandon. You're talking to a man who pulls a 5-pound bag of ground beef out of the freezer, microwaves it, scrapes off the outside, makes a taco, puts it back in the freezer. It's a wonder.
And I'm still here, baby.
I think about that.
Well, I mean, like those people who
my gut biome is. Can't wait for my first colonoscopy because I'm gonna be like, man, this guy's so clean.
I'd be like, God damn.
There was the King of the Hill where Hank was constipated because he ate so much beef and like he couldn't poop for a long time.
I've been there.
He had like, yeah.
That sucks.
I have not. You just keep a healthy diet of beef and then Taco Bell, and it works itself out.
Beef and Taco Bell. I like that.
It's
Taco
not
Bell.
Beef.
Like, yeah, exactly. It means that's not beef. That's good.
There are two wolves inside of Matt, beef and Taco Bell.
They're waiting to come out.
Gosh, if that's not a good transition point, I don't know what is.
Should we head for the border and come back for some questions?
Go head for the bathroom.
Bong.
All right, we'll be right back. And welcome back. Feel free to drop us a line at qualifiednonsense@gmail.com or connect with us on our socials. Also, if you or someone you know would make a great guest on a future episode of Qualified Nonsense, please let us know. Now's the time on the show where we take on Reddit's most pressing queries by finding the top trending questions and answering them here. Our first question comes to us from the Ask Reddit subreddit, username Nars Glinley. They ask, how would society be different if penis size was as obvious as breast size?
I mean, I think it is, depending on the pants, I guess. Some wardrobe, well... So I don't think... so I don't think women are... I guess... I'm kind of... Yeah, I'm gendering. Whatever, I'm screwed either way. I don't think women, if we're just talking about women, the heterosexuals, the breeders, if you will.
Okay.
I don't think women are just like, I don't think their eyes are directly drawn to the junk like men are drawn to breasts.
I mean, I think that there's a variety of reasons for that, but I just think as far as like changing society, it wouldn't be so taboo, I guess. Like,
can you read the question one more time?
How would society be different if penis size was as obvious as breast size?
You'd have a bunch of guys walking around being like, look at that big old dick.
God,
I think
my eyes are up here.
Yeah, I think honestly you'd have
right.
more men playing to it than women would be like, oh my god, look at that hog. Like, it would be more jackassery than anything.
The term hog is always top tier comedy.
They do always, they do already have like push-up bras and things like that that like kind of accentuate women's cleavage. So I mean, I guess things like that already exist for men. Yeah, there's like cod pieces. There's like underwear that like pushes everything forward or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, wait. I don't think. Do people still wear cod pieces?
No,
I think like, push-up bras are definitely
right. But like the idea is that like, how would society be different? There was already a period of time where society was like, hey, look at my dick. So I wonder how different it would be.
But I'm going to report back next week because I'm going to start stuffing.
Okay. I thought you were just going to have your ding dong swinging out.
I'll let you know when I get arrested when I take my kids to the bus stop tomorrow.
You'll be my one phone call.
It didn't go very well.
I mean, like, I think that like with women specifically, it is an insecurity, especially like as they, reach puberty age, because, you always heard about like, ooh, well, this girl stuffs her bra or whatever, like,
sure.
Like in high school or middle school. And I think, they do that because, it makes them look bigger, or they feel like insecure compared to their friends, things like that. And that doesn't really, there's not a one-to-one for boys. But I think if this was the case where it was as obvious, you would see things like that. Like, did you hear that, Matt has a box of Kleenex in his underwear or whatever?
Box of Kleenex.
Although we were gifted with one of the... Why does it look like Minecraft? We were gifted with one of the best like excuses though of like, oh, I'm a grower, not a shower. You know, like
Yeah. Well, so
it's like, I'm sorry, my dick's not hard, but it's pretty great when it is.
Jesus.
Trust me.
I wonder about. What'd you say?
I said, trust me.
Trust me. I don't know. I don't think society would be all that different. There would be just less. There'd be less like. Maybe there'd even be less insecurity about it because it's something that's like hidden, sort of taboo. And if it was just out there, people would care less. Maybe.
Although it is a talking point, you know, like everybody still talks about David Bowie in The Labyrinth, you know, it's like,
Yeah.
whoa, look at that.
Yeah.
Packing some heat over there,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. I also think so. Speaking of like, Brandon, you were mentioning how, you know, developmentally, when girls reach puberty, it's just like very noticeable and they take a lot of attention or like it takes a lot of their attention. And Anna and I were talking about that, Anna and I were talking about, my partner and I were talking about this when we were shopping for kids' clothes and how early they sex clothes. It's strange. And it's almost like clothing is designed to accentuate those parts, even at like an inappropriate age. I mean, Matt, you must know because you have girls. The clothing is.
Look, the only thing I know about women is I have.
This is gonna go well.
Buckle
luckily
up.
We're not monetized. Otherwise,
Boys have a penis, girls have vaginas.
The only thing I know about women, and when it comes to clothes, is I have 2 tall women in my life and 1 short woman. And they get 1 size for pants. And I know that's a frustration point for them. Because it's like, why do men get to be like, why do they get to have a waist and a length? Why don't women get a waist and a length? We get 1 size and that's it. And my tall daughter, I have found myself saying, where's the flood? You know, I'm bullying my own child. But I do appreciate that. And pockets. I know pockets are a huge point of contention.
Yeah.
Women's clothes do not have pockets. That's about the only thing I know about women. Other than that, it's a big mystery.
Okay.
I'll tell you in a couple of years when I find out more.
Fair enough. Sounds good. Well, I mean, like what we notice is that, especially I've got 2 boys and they really liked pinks and purples when they were young. And there came a point at like age 5, I want to say, or 4, that the pinks and the purples were only found in the girls section. And the cuts of the t-shirts were such that they were already sort of accentuating the chest, which is like weird. It's weird. That's weird to me.
You know, the other thing I found out about women, so it's weird. No, so
I love it. It's just a catalog of what you know about women. Sorry, please continue.
I hear they get real moody. No,
No.
This is where the milk comes for the baby.
Jesus.
So I have 2 young daughters.
Is that a bottle of wine?
Yeah. What are you drinking? I was about I thought it was Canada Dry for a minute.
No, it's like a koozie thing that I have.
Oh my god, dude!
And
I thought you had a full.
Oh, is it platinum?
Platinum.
Blood like platinum. Wow.
I thought there were 750 milliliters that you were throwing down.
Food for the night.
Thanks for taking a break from your stock car races to record with us.
Well, Phil,
Sorry,
you're
I
up.
think
Never let you down.
I interrupted you, Matt. What do you know about women?
Oh, I think, well, it's nothing I know. It's something I found out that I find to be very shocking is, so I have 2 younger daughters, and one is getting close to the age where like body changes are going to start happening. And I asked my wife, who is a physician, like one of my biggest fears, and this is how much I know, and this is how little I know.
Okay.
I was like, so one of my biggest fears is that puberty happens and I'm at home and my partner's not to help me with this. I was like, I don't know how a tampon goes in. And she's like, well, good for you, because you don't start with that. You start with a pad. I was like, oh, thank God. I can do that. But
she's like, I'm really glad you said something.
But also,
we need to get her on.
The age gap for puberty in girls is like between 9 and 14, 13, 14. I was like, Jesus. Yeah. What am I supposed to do in those years? Just like live on the edge? Like boys. Boys at least have a more narrow window, I feel like.
Well, but with boys, it's just like we get erections and we grow hair, right? It's not.
I remember my nipples really hurting. Oh, yeah, did you guys ever have that?
Yeah.
I thought I went to my mom and I thought I had breast cancer. And she can probably look back on that now and laugh at it.
I did,
and I can laugh at it too. I remember like looking over the back of the couch we had in the house, and I leaned up against it. I was like, "Oh!" She's like, "What's wrong?" She's like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "My nipples hurt." I was like, I thought I had breast cancer.
I had swollen glands, and they were like big lumps, and I was like, "Oh my God, I have breast cancer."
That was a good make for great social media clips.
There is a King of the Hill episode you should watch where Connie, the neighbor girl, is over at the Hill's house with Hank alone, and she gets her period, and Hank has to deal with that. It's very funny because he's like really uncomfortable with it.
Yeah, I bet that's basically a documentary of Matt's greatest fear.
I have learned some good like techniques from parents of like having go bags and stuff like that. And I was like I'm not familiar. My family has historically only had boys, so it's a whole new world to us.
Too bad you don't have that hardcore Christian wife, because then like she would make her go sit in a cave for 7 days or whatever away from society.
That'd be the easiest one. But then if I had the vegan, it would just be complaining about it, how it's all in the milk.
What?
The milk did this.
The milk did. I don't think. Okay, well, we don't. I don't think. Okay, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
No, let's have some hot takes. How do you feel about? What are some of the top answers, Brandon?
Get us.
Rope us back in here.
Top answer here is: it was a thing in the 80s to wear tight pants that showed the outline of your junk. Haha. Axl Rose used to wear tight sports boxer briefs in concert.
That didn't answer the question.
No. You have stuffed and padded bras. You'd have the same products for men.
Yeah.
Cod pieces need to come back in fashion.
Stuffed pant for man.
There would be way more penis size enhancements.
Ew. Here's the thing. Also, let's go to even if you're just talking about silhouettes.
Oh, silhouettes.
Well, that's what you get, right? Between breasts and dicks in pants. You get imagery, and you get like the imagination. Even if you could see a full-on outline of a wiener through your pants, there is nothing that's going to be like, Yeah, that's just, they're just kind of like, they're not cool looking. They're not, and I don't like. There's probably
cool. His dick.
You know, and I think there's definitely
yo, that thing's totally rad.
There's definitely some like
Hey,
there's a conversation in there about objectification and how we got to the point of looking at cleavage versus penises and the tabooness of it. But like, I think we can objectively say that boobs are cooler than just a wiener.
I think for most people that's probably true, but I think that goes back to men being more visually stimulated than women by and large, right?
Just thinking, oh, cool as dick. And I mean, that's exactly kind of, you know, you would never hear somebody walking down the street and be like, oh my God, you see his dick?
Do you think that there would be more or less people compensating for, like, you could more effectively gauge whether someone was obviously compensating for their small penis by either having a big truck or being an asshole or being a shitty manager or something like that?
I don't know. I know the phrase and I get where it comes from, but I don't think the small penis syndrome like is actually compensating for bigger trucks and stuff like that. I think it's just you have a complex, not the fact that you're compensating for something.
Oh, okay.
I think it's like, hey, maybe you were bullied. Maybe like it could be a number of things, not the fact that you have a small dick.
Oh no, sure. I'm not. I would like to. Everybody with
what are you trying to say?
With everyone with the big truck, I'm not trying to say that they have small penises. I'm just saying, like, you'd be able to, you would be able to more easily recognize people who were compensated.
But you know what? I got a small electric car. Like that thing.
This person says, I actually think size would be more normalized. I'd imagine there have been enough small size guys that were as successful or more than average and large size guys in all aspects of life. That stigma would be gone.
I want to interject. I'm really curious as to what my parents are going to think about this when they listen to it. Because they do.
They should write in. They should join Discord.
Hey,
you are your father's
these were
son.
the type of questions I was asked to bring on the show. Well, I do wonder if you would have more like, you know, like with girls, like girls are teased, like, oh, here's the president of the itty bitty titty committee. Like if there would be like that sort of teasing for boys and men, you know.
Yeah, probably. And also,
like, oh, his balls haven't dropped yet.
Oh, but you know what? We don't need another reason for men to be like, take back our masculinity. It's okay to have small dicks. Yeah, I have a. It's like I am Spartacus, but with small dicks. I have a small dick. I have a small dick. You're right, Matt. Your folks aren't going to like this at all. Skip. Advance 30 seconds.
Fast forward to the next question.
Yeah. Speaking of which, what is the next question?
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. This is from Ask Reddit, username Panka J662. What's a moment that permanently changed how you see the world?
When I was told I had a small dick. It's like, oh, look how small it is.
That's a cool small dick.
No, to rope it back in. Oh, okay. Are you ready?
Ready?
You ready for this one?
I'm ready. Bees?
I was in a head-on car accident with my mom and dad in 2003, 2004.
Mm-hmm.
And that one was rough. Like seeing your parents in the state that they're in, and like hearing your dad cry out for help and your mom be, yeah, that moment was hard. But in an awesome capacity, it made me be thankful to be here and with them and have them, kind of a thing. So definitely a challenging moment, but a good moment overall.
So how did that change the way you see the world?
Yeah, I mean it makes me
Like, are you
appreciate
more
how,
grateful, or
yeah, it makes me appreciate how short life is and could be, and to be thankful for the moment that you have, kind of a thing. Yeah, it was challenging, but at the same time, the beautiful thing about it is you come out of it and you realize you get some extra moments here to spend.
Well, I'm glad we opened with a funny one. Honestly, it was for me that shaped sort of how my outlook on the world was a death in the family that resulted in inheritance that was sort of had to be divvied out basically, and how that negatively impacted people in my life, people who I had either looked up to or otherwise sort of seen as adults that behaved as adults. And to see that, and I think it was also like a coming of age moment for myself. So I was at the age where I was like becoming more independent and more of an adult, and then to see sort of how dramatically an inheritance can sort of cause lasting damage to relationships. I don't know. It just made me resent money and resent the idea of like ownership of stuff. And so
Do you feel better for going through that experience?
no. Well, no. Net negative. Just because like I feel like I have I feel like I understand a truth about the world, but it's not like a nice truth. And am I better for it? Not really, because it hasn't really, at least to my knowledge, it hasn't really impacted me in a positive way. It's only sort of put my guard up, and to something that I've never had to use, at least yet, and who knows, maybe I will. It did. No, actually, that's not true. I think the net positive is that, or not the net positive, but like a positive aspect of me experiencing that makes me have less skin in the game for that particular kind of I guess at the end of the day, like monetary, like importance towards monetary things of monetary value, and that I don't feel like I have ownership of that sort of stuff. And I think I'm better off for it, even though it's like I don't have as much nice stuff, I guess. So I don't know. It
But I
comes.
mean,
Did it make
that is
you?
go ahead.
Oh, did it make you feel more skeptical of people's motivations around you?
Yeah, no, that's the negative side. Like I don't I don't trust people readily. Like I try to, but I, in the back of my, even if I'm like, oh, this person's cool, in the back of my head I'm always like, yeah, but
Like, what are they
it
trying
wouldn't
to
take
get out of
much.
me? Or
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's kind of it's sort of it showed, I thought was a dark but common side of people, and so now I sort of assume the worst in a lot of the people that I interact with, and I'm proven wrong regularly. So that's the other, I guess, Matt, to your point, like the negative side, which is like, you know, am I better off for being suspicious of people? Anyway, I've been on a long tangent now, but that's
well, I guess the question was, do you feel like the value add to that is that you don't necessarily feel the things for monetary things, right? You potentially have found the joy and fulfillment in people themselves rather than what they possess.
Yes. Yeah. I think that there is a benefit there. Yeah. For having that level of interest.
Like, come sit on this couch right here, Jake. Come sit down. Let's talk about this.
Hey, thanks, man.
No, I mean it is a very vulnerable answer. I've seen it in my family. Like death can actually be pretty rotten. You know, when the people come out of the woodworks versus for what they want and what they feel they're entitled to. Seen it happen on both my mom and my dad's side when their parents passed.
Something that helps with that is to grow up in families that don't have anything. So
there you go.
Well, I mean, even still, I don't know about you, Jake, but like when both of my grandparents passed, they were not rich monetarily, but they did have. There were things that I wanted, like on my mom's side, I inherited my grandpa's chef's knives and his steins. It was important to me to have because I know that nobody else necessarily really wanted them or enjoyed cooking as much as I did. On my dad's mom and dad's side, I have a broken guitar hanging up on the wall that will never ever be fixed because it can't be played, but it's important to me to have that. So I do think there's still things that mean something to you, but like to your point, Brandon, to grow up and have people surrounding you that you don't have to fight over millions of dollars, I think you're richer for.
Yeah. Brandon, I want to make sure and let you go, but I wanted to interject one thought also that I had that I feel like I've also over the years have grown and have changed my perspective a little bit. Like I think I villainized people in my past that have behaved poorly around death, but also like death is like a horrible thing and we are not at our best. And I would hope that in my low moments of poor behavior that I'm not judged solely on those. And I've definitely judged people in my past solely on those moments or defining them in my head in those moments. And I don't think that's fair also. So I'm still working through a bit of it and I will lay down on your couch and talk to you about it, Matt. But I think it's just super complex at the end of the day. And so I don't have a definitive right answer from it.
Well, I think there are like with a inheritance specifically there, or if there are items to inherit or whatever, there's, there could be two motivations at play. One is, just purely financial and, you want to benefit from someone dying. The other would be like, this couch was really important to her or whatever, like that kind of thing. Like I want to get grandma's jewelry because we would play with it or whatever, that kind of a thing. Like more sentimental, that kind of a.
Yeah. I think Brandon, your grandma or grandparents did the similar thing that my grandma did. Because she wanted to avoid this when she was alive, she made us put sticky notes on things. Was it your grandma that did that too?
Yeah. My grandma who is still with us, actually, she just turned 91.
Hey, happy birthday.
Hell yeah.
She'll outlive us all, I'm sure. But she still drives and is still
Wouldn't that be amazing?
Fully with it and active and mows her lawn and stuff like that. So, but she does the same thing. But yeah, both my grandmas have done that. But then my grandma on my mom's side, she went into a nursing home eventually, and so she had to like downsize a lot of things. But which is fine. But
what's your defining moment, Brandon?
Mine's kind of more superficial, I think, and not really um like a personal event that happened. But I think um it sounds corny to say, but I think 9/11 was, because I think were we juniors in high school when that happened?
Sophomores, I think.
It was 2001, so we would have been freshman, sophomore.
I think
We would have just
sophomore, because
been
we started
September,
in
so
99 to
we would have.
2000.
It was like the beginning of sophomore year.
I think it would have been the start of junior year, because junior would have been 2001 to 2002. Senior would be 2002 to 2003. Graduated.
Right,
yeah.
junior.
You're right.
I can't count.
Time means nothing.
But never forget, right, guys?
Oh, I mean, we weren't even born yet.
Anyway, what was it about that made you feel that way?
Like
kids, ask your grandparents about 9/11.
I think 9/11 was superficial. Yeah,
well, no, I just mean like it.
Let me laugh about your experience.
Like before then, I didn't really like have an awareness of what was going on in the world, or like in the country, politically, or anything like that. I didn't really have an interest in it. But then, all of a sudden, I guess 9/11 and then the events that followed that, all the wars, and like we're going to invade Iraq, even though there's no evidence that there's weapons of mass destruction, like stuff like that. It's like, hey, like this isn't making sense, and like what's and then you have like recruiters starting to show up at our school, and like trying to recruit our classmates to go to war, and and it's like, what the hell's going on? And it made me pay attention to that. Oh, you did?
Would it say that it made you more patriotic in a certain sense?
I think I was patriotic like immediately after 9/11, but then all of the other things, like invading Afghanistan and then going to war with Iraq and all that, like it was kind of like disillusioning in a way.
Yeah. You
Because
can still have that feeling even though you disagree with it, because I like it made you concerned for your country, right? Like it made you
yeah.
I don't know.
But it just kind of like, immediately after 9/11, it's like, we need to be united, or whatever that means. And but then it's like, I don't think this George Bush guy is acting in the best faith.
Sure.
With foreign entanglements, but
look at him now. He'd be nice to have back.
Hey, well, I don't know. Well, we don't have to get into it, but
Jake,
I think
you said
George
you
Bush
almost
is a worse
joined
president than Donald Trump.
Oh, okay.
But that's my hot take. We can talk about later, or whatever. But
put a pin in that. I want to hear about Jake almost joining the military.
Well, so I almost joined because there was a bunch of recruiters at our school, and it wasn't so much about. In fact, it was not about 9/11, but I knew that I would succeed in a military setting because I was sort of a drone, and I had I didn't have a lot of like personal drive, but I had like I was
dyslexic. Really sign him up.
Doing stuff. No, to be honest, like, do you guys remember those career tests that we took in like sophomore year?
So I was just gonna ask, it was called the ASVAB. Do they still take that?
I don't know, but if you look at the chart and if you look at the average score, I was the very bottom score that you could get in the average score. And it said like, what jobs could you have? And basically like 4 of the 5 were military. It was like, you could be in the military. And I was like, okay, I could be in the military. So it was sort of like, whatever.
I mean, I was right there with you.
And actually, this last Christmas, I was talking with my folks about it, and my mom was like, "Man, I'm so glad you didn't join the military." And I was like, "Yeah, same," because I would have been one of those dead kids. That's just because I think I would have been just fine as infantry, machine gunner or whatever.
Mine, it was like obvious that the military didn't want me because it was like the top thing was like I remember it was like creative stuff. Like one of them was a dancer.
Yeah.
Brandon's getting shipped out for another USO tour.
Yeah. I'm going to be entertaining the troops with my fancy footwork.
Yep. Robin Williams and George Lopez and Brandon.
Do you guys remember watching the...
That would have been cake.
Do you remember watching the movie Black Hawk Down?
Yeah.
So Black Hawk Down, and my brother noticed this part, which I thought was curious, combined with, and I don't know when Black Hawk Down came out, but combined with the way in which, I mean, it might have been. The thing is, like, I pair that and 9/11 in my mind together because they're both sort of were quickly turned into propaganda. And I couldn't help but being immediately suspicious of like the United States. And of course, all the conspiracy stuff that came out, I was like interested because I was like, A, not far-fetched. B, I brought up Black Hawk Down because at the end of the movie they said like, you know, some crazy number of where was that? Syria?
Somalia.
Mogadishu. Yeah. And they said like something like, you know, 200 and something, you know, some crazy high number of some Somalis died during this, you know, particular attack. And, you know, 12 United States Marines were killed in action. And it was just sort of striking to me, that paired with 9/11, talking about how many people died in 9/11. And it was striking to me just how important those people were versus what you would hear in the news on the daily in places like Gaza and in places like Algeria and like these big attack places where like tons and tons and tons of people were dying like on the regular. And then it just struck me how sort of like precious we talked about US citizens versus other people, and it made me immediately suspicious of like the whole marketing around it, the whole messaging around it being like, I get it, like we want to protect our own and whatever, but it was almost dismissive of these other countries and these other people. So they were obviously less than, and it made perfect sense to me why there was active dehumanization efforts being made about people with brown skin or, you know, any other distinction of people, because it was just done so flippantly with 9/11, frankly.
Yeah.
Hot take, I guess. Oh, Jesus Christ. I did. I monologue.
Lighten the mood a little bit.
Well, and we're glad you didn't join the military, Jake.
Hey, thanks, man.
Yeah. I did before we recorded. I asked Matt if I should lead off with a silly question or the serious question. And I don't know.
No, I think it's good. We got a little bit of both. Do we?
Well, if we still have listeners on this episode, it's brought to you by Better Health. For great mental health, be sure to check out www.betterhealth.com.
Yeah.
We get a cease and desist letter.
Don't associate us with 9/11.
Brought to you by Raytheon. No. I don't know. Yeah.
What are some of the top answers? What are some of the top answers? God, it's gonna be like when my dad died.
We nosedived pretty hard on that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not gonna read these because some of them are they're pretty heavy. It's a lot.
None of them are like the time I got a light bulb stuck up my ass or something like that.
Or like oh, I won the lottery and my life's been awesome since. But or whatever. Yeah, it's
I won the lottery and jet skis are awesome.
There's not a silly one in there. There's not a lighthearted answer. Everybody went dark.
Well, a coworker died, lost a family member to a heart attack.
Nope, that's not that's not what we're looking for.
I was friends with a murderer.
Oh, I'm curious about that one. Do you want to be a guest?
The moment I realized people could love you and still leave, that changed how I see everything.
Jesus.
Speaking of the murder thing, I can't say who, but I have a family member who worked for a company and managed people. And two of those people had an affair and plotted to kill one of their spouses and did. Basically,
they were successful
on the person that I know's like watch, basically.
Oh, do they want to be a guest?
No. That's juicy. And that changes how you look at life and who you trust.
I guess they can't be a guest if they're dead, but
yeah.
Here's
a
positive one.
Yeah.
What about from prison? Do they want to tell the story from prison?
Prison, yeah.
On JChat?
Is that a thing?
Have you seen that? I think it's called JChat. It's like where all the people go on, and it's like a dating application inmates use it as a dating application. It's like, what's up? I'm Cassandra, inmate 54732. Hit me up. I'm here in Boise. Yeah, I think it's called JChat. 2 seconds, runs to enter.
Well, I know JDate is a thing, but that's for people of the Jewish faith. But I guess you don't want to mix up JDate and what is it?
Sorry, it's called JPay.
JPay?
JPay. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, it's a JPay is a widely used service in many correctional facilities that allows families, friends to communicate with inmates. Now, what I've seen on the social side is people just recording their kind of like their bio, but it's like people milling around behind them, and they're like up at a phone. It's like, hey, what's up? I'm here in Coffee Creek. You want to hit me up? My inmate number's,
Nice.
So leave me some commissary money, bro.
For trying to find love. This person says, going to college and meeting the kinds of people I was raised to hate and becoming great friends with them. I still offer to be an ear for them if they have anything they need to vent about. So yeah, I guess like meeting different, people with different backgrounds from you is always enlightening, and
yeah,
realizing that, we're not all so different.
I would say actually, yeah. Some of these people might actually be guests, but like after we graduated high school, I connected with people that were popular, and we were never popular. And realizing
yourself. I'm a world-renowned dancer now, don't you know?
But I guess just realizing that, like, hey, we're not 16, 17 anymore. Like, we're adults now, and we actually have things to talk about. I think that's kind of fun.
Yeah, I mean, and you did a really good job at that. I'm speaking for myself, but didn't stay connected with people, and even from various institutions that I've been to since, like college and postgraduate programs, stuff like that. I don't keep up with those people, so I think it's awesome that you
don't get me wrong. There's plenty of shitbags out there, and I'm still connected with them, and they will not be guests on this show. But
listen up, you motherfuckers.
You know who you are.
I'm going to start naming you off one by one.
Join our Patreon. You'll get an exclusive list of real pieces of shit.
You want to know who you are? Join up. Bet you won't. $5 a month to hear your name.
Well, I mean, with the popular kids in school. Like I feel like, once you remove the context of high school, like they're, just adults with jobs and a family, and like there's not really, any sort of, you've kind of removed this facade of a pecking order and all that. And
right.
Yeah, I mean, most of them are like would be townies. They're all grandparents now. They have nothing left to live for anyway. So
wait, there are people we went to high school with that are grandparents?
I think there's some. I know of one that is.
There's one that the end of high school they
birthed.
They had children and they're still together and going pretty strong, it seems. And carry the one. I think they probably are grandparents now.
Oh, God bless.
If they're anything like their old mom and dad were, they probably are having their own kids now too. Almost great grandparents.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine having a full ass adult right now?
That sounds awesome, to be quite frank.
Okay, well,
I mean,
tell the girls that.
My brother-in-law, who's just a couple of years older than us, just became a grandpa. So
I think it's great in theory that I want to see my children grow up to be adults.
Yeah.
And it's one of those, I mean, I could wake up tomorrow and be dead, kind of a thing. Like I feel like we're starting to see, granted, our friend group saw a lot of death up front, and now we're starting to see it more from sickness and age and accidents and all that kind of stuff.
I see what you're saying.
I just want to be able to grow up to see my kids be adults. So I think that's why I just want to see the people they become.
All right. Here, have a seat on my couch. It's all right. No, I think that's fair. I didn't mean to trivialize that, because that's real.
Also, they just are fucking assholes sometimes.
Okay. I think that we started high, we went down pretty low, we evened out a little at the end there, just. So I think we're probably pretty good.
Let's call it.
We're good. Yep. Well, thank you all for listening.
Time of death, 1 hour, 2 minutes.
Thank you to our loyal patrons for supporting the show. If you haven't already, we haven't given a plug for the Discord yet. We do have a Discord.
I did in the episode description. Go ahead.
Okay, well, check the episode description for the Discord link and join us, and we'll chat there. But head over to Patreon at patreon.com/qualifiednonsense to show your support. Watch us over on YouTube at youtube.com/@qualifiednonsense. Feel free to send any questions or comments to qualifiednonsense at gmail.com, or hit us up on our socials found in the episode description. After you've done all that, please rate, review, share, like, and subscribe on your podcast app of choice. And we'll see you back here next week for another brand new episode of Qualified Nonsense.
Ciao.
Adios.
Bush did 9/11.